Welcome to this episode of the Public Nuisance Podcast, brought to you by Killen Studios, right here, where you can get all your content done, photo shoots, any content, podcast, setup for you name it, it's all here. Let's not forget that praise guy. If it wasn't for that praise guy, you wouldn't be entertained with such a good podcast. So big shout out to that praise guy. Don't forget to check out what praise are at stake from his social medias. What was it today? The big bro.
Well,
Not the big bro that everyone's been asking for. Dave, all the mad stories. The other madder bro, Liam.
no, well, I was the mad one, but not anymore.
Quieting down.
Quieting down.
Just over a year sober now.
I am.
Been a long road, lad. Been a crazy early.
It's been a crazy time to get back.
Crazy early life, as I say, as I start
has.
off, obviously. Many people won't know it. Well, here, many might know it because you've told everyone you were the first Irish champion in the house.
I was. I'm never here. Sure, I have to. Sure, I'm the fucking. That's my claim to fame. First Irish champion.
First
in the
Irish
house.
champion.
All them years ago. I can still remember.
one.
1999. And then Mickey phoned me in 2020 and told me that I held a record in there from 1989 to 2020. It was the first person in Holy Trinity in 20 years to win Boy 1 All Ireland title.
Well, I don't even know who this
Jude or something, it was Jude, someone had broke it.
Jude Money maybe or something.
So there you go. Our
you
day will
go.
be raging.
There
As
you
we
go.
frost
Record
ahead.
holder.
A record holder.
21 years as well. That's some going. Like. That's 21 years of
Especially in that boxing club.
I
Where all the
know.
successful boxers in Ireland's come out of. So
I know, it's
Aye,
fine,
well,
lad.
Mickey actually says that for me.
It's a lot different now, like from whenever we were kids. Now we used to just go in there, there's wrong about like.
Especially
just,
you are in the old club.
not
The old
no.
club. No, were you too
No,
young
I
for
was
it?
too young.
Aye.
Because that new
That was
club.
ruthless, the old club, like.
Yeah, the new club opened in 2000. I was
So
eight,
it was 2000, no.
and I had that.
Did we never in it?
Nah, I was in the old one. Like
you
I
were
was
in
in
it,
it.
but you didn't train in it,
Just a
just
hall,
in
like
it.
we
I
club
remember you
is.
used to be able to get into the youth club through
through
play
it.
the old football in it.
Ah,
Mickey's running about looking you or through the wee door and then
you're hiding right
way
through
running
there.
about going mad on it.
oh, ah.
So,
So
all them years
then-
ago.
Obviously, like back in the day, everyone I was actually when I had Orange Smith one, we were talking about even Neil McCracken's bus used to fly about and they'd pick people up.
Lauren is one of the reasons why I seek top, obviously through Smicker. He went on a 2-week bender and then after he came back, he was like, he had enough and then he kept saying to me and I was like, I'm alright.
Yep.
But deep down it wasn't alright. It was continuing drinking every night and just letting your life go by. Just sitting in a bungalow, just drinking and waking up and fucking doing the same routine every single day. And then Smicker kept saying to me, and then as I said to you, that Aisling came in and told me that Liam walked into the house and there was drink laying all over it and
Yeah.
fireballs and all that crack. So after that there, it was sort of, that's when I rung you
Yeah.
to bring me
No,
down
it's
to
just
the,
I remember like it's mad because it's so common. Loads of people don't realise how common it is that people are falling down addiction and don't
I
even
never
know they're
thought
doing
I
it.
would have. I never thought in
And
a
I,
million
like,
years.
You have a good support network around you, a good family, obviously, but you just turned to have away. You didn't realise you needed it. You were going, I don't need help. And that's probably what a lot of people are doing now, like in West Belfast.
Of course.
In particular, where people are going, I don't need help. But when they're on their own and they may be sober up, they're probably going, what the fuck?
Well, that's what I done I'm mad with drinking, mate, you know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of people do know it. I know that myself. But when I was drinking, I was sort of doing mad stuff. And then when I was sleeping and getting up the next day, I couldn't deal with reality. So my solution to that was running and getting another drink.
Yeah.
And then doing the same thing again and doing it and just stuck in a rut reality that didn't even exist. And then comes along, we're taking drugs.
Yeah, taking drugs.
Taking
and all,
drugs and what comes with that is trouble and lies and I got drug psychosis. So I did, and I sat in that house and there was times where I was
Tell the story about
I was
your
fit.
mom from the Chase. What's his name?
Oh, Bradley Waltz.
Bradley Waltz.
I was sitting in the house taking cocaine and I swore for 3 days in a row that Bradley Waltz was backstabbing me.
On the Chase
Oh,
talking
the
about
chase. I was on knocking flights and all to go over and kill him. So it was Ben Shepherd got it too on tipping point. I was lit. I didn't know what I was at. I was fighting for everyone, going, what is going on here? But that was in 2020, just when COVID hit. I just always thought, to be honest with you, I thought it, like I was more but seeing what other people were doing instead of focusing on what I was doing, and then a jealousy thing came around me. How's he able to do it? How's he able to do it? Why am I not doing this? But it was all down to me doing the wrong things with money and blaming other people and blaming you, blaming Dee, blaming my dad, blaming my mummy, blaming my family, blaming Aisling, blaming everybody.
Everyone but yourself.
But myself. And it took me long enough to realise that. And it's been a long road home, but I've made it back, and I'm just grateful that I have, because I know people that haven't.
Yeah, anyone I bump into, like I was just saying, like even Mickey Hawkins, people who haven't seen him, and like it's mad because you don't realise how much support's out there. No, like for someone who was in the prison a year ago, like not even to realise how much support you have. Now that you're a year sober, everyone's buzzing. Like everyone I bump into, like, fuck me, your Liam's looking brilliant, he's amazing. It's like, it's class, and I'm going, oh, like I'm proud of him, and I always have this wee chance where I'm like, I'm proud of him. Like,
no, I'm
and
grateful
I am, like,
for
and
it.
I always say that to people, like, I know. And it's like, for years and years and years, people I bump into, like, here, bump into your head, he's a rocket, he's not, folks.
Everyone run the other way when they see me.
I know, he's nuts now.
Sure, I used to the old Slagans, the old thing.
And like, everyone else thought it was brilliant, but I was going, fuck, no, like,
I know.
Like even Marty O'Hara, like Marty's fucking my best mate, he go, fuck, you're Liam again, like, I go, that's what I feel, but see if that was your bro, you wouldn't.
I know.
Even when we were down in Johanna the night before my bad mother, we were pulling out fireballs. I was going,
drinking the fireballs, I know.
Going, like,
so we're seeing going to your wedding.
No one knows. Like I can see. It's just one flick of a switch and everything
changes.
So but they don't see it.
No.
Like, other people don't
just
see it.
Laugh
They're
about
like,
it.
Because they can just go on home and don't have to listen to it again.
I know.
Or get there in the morning. Yeah, fuck, I don't. There's loads of messages.
Threats and everything.
So it's like, no, it is. And it's mad to say, like, because I never thought of it.
I didn't think I'd see it.
I used to say, no chance.
I didn't believe it so hard. You meant to believe it, or anybody else was meant to believe it. I didn't think I would have done it. But it was like, obviously, maybe lad, like we spoke about this coming over, I knew that I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm stuck in that there and trying to get yourself out of that alone from being going into that mental institute to going to that flat in North Belfast, to having nothing, to going right, you give up, or you may pull your socks up here and do something about this. And I did make a plan all them years ago that I knew then it was going to take me 4 or 5 years to fix this.
Yeah.
So I made a plan, and everything that I planned out, and I'm grateful for it. It's all worked out.
All worked out.
Nah, it's all worked out, and I'm grateful for it. That I've made it back. We're a good mindset. Still a good family around me. Yep. Everything's sitting in front of me, and I just to take with both hands and move forward fastly and rapidly. So, you couldn't imagine it.
No,
I couldn't imagine it.
I couldn't imagine it. I was like RT would all, even when you were fucking fighting with and you weren't even talking, they would all say to me, fucking body and fucking gets his act together. Just pray to God he gets his act together. And I was going, you're not. I just had no hope.
Didn't care.
I didn't care. I just
I know, I know what you're like.
But Danielle, I was like, why not be like your songs? RT couldn't sleep.
I know what he's like. He's a warrior.
I was there like a late.
It's because of me and Dee's two act close in age. Like when we grew up, there's only 10 months between us. You know what I mean? We're Harry's twins, but we done everything. If you seen Dee, you seen me in the boxing. He won, I won.
Dressed the same and all, dressed the same clothes as
kids.
Yeah,
done everything. Shared the same trunk, same socks, a lot. So what they're encased their O'Learys. Emma's in the cupboard. Still debatable.
Still debatable.
They were definitely our church. I know they were yours, George. I tell you that. You're out
George's
of
the only one who's gone sailing.
I go sailing too and never speak again. Dog never ain't got it. Killed over, died. So he did, but as to say, like a wee smicker and all too, like no one thought it were him too.
No, it's good, just have each other, and at the right time of life, it's mad.
Who would have put us two together?
Like, you wouldn't have put you two in the same room at one stage, like, and then now you're such close mates, and you're with each other every day, and you're both supporting each other, and it's like, it's mad that you both came together, but you've been in the same trade your whole lives. You're like about a year or two apart in school.
A year.
But you've done the same trade your whole lives from you were both probably 16.
Yep.
As apprentices. And you've never really worked together.
Nah, like, never on the same side.
Never ever on the same side. All them years until you were both sober at the exact same time.
Two of us got sober at the same time.
And go, that's meant to be. Do you know what I mean?
That's the way we look at it now. And the two of us, like no one would have never put me and Smicker together.
And see if you had put you both together 2 years ago when you were both partying, you probably would have had a fight.
I probably would have been dead.
Know what I mean?
One
of two things,
and that's not even debatable.
I
That's because the two of us were see, to be honest, we too see building sites. 90% of people on building sites are a bad addiction. No, they do.
What's it like? So like, because I remember you telling me like going till like if you like it's once you start a building site when you're 16, what to do is like even builders would bring you to their bar.
You get paid in the bar.
Paid in the bar. You get your wages in the bar that they own, and then you spend your money that you're just paid by.
Yep.
In the bar that they own, so they get the money back off you.
People used to pay people like subbies to bring the wages till the bar.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? I'll give you a couple of quid if you get them as to come till the bar.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? And say Trendy Lodge, meet up in the Trendy Lodge, 20 builders who love a drink.
Exactly.
You're getting paid in the bar. So what happened then?
But
what happened then is you finish at 1 o'clock. You be in the bar for half one, but the wages aren't coming to 4. So you're out from half 1 to 4, and by that time you're half liquored. You get your wages, happy days, and might as well stay on here. And that's what building sites are. It's all drink and drugs.
Yeah.
So it is. It's riddled right through them.
I think every house in Belfast.
Of course they are. All bricklayers. See, it's an old tale. All bricklayers were drinkers. You know what I mean? That's what they done. Especially getting rained off. You know what I mean? You get rained off, you're going right hard to fill my time in here. It was like me going to Scotland and work. That's where basically the drinking started for me.
Yeah.
I went away to Scotland for 20 people. When the recession hit me, you might well go over here, Mark, and then there's 20 men in one room.
Yeah.
So how do you sleep? No
exactly.
people farting and snoring, and then you're up. And next minute, everyone was getting carriage, and then next minute you're drinking 4 tins of beer to get yourself asleep. And then all of a sudden you see yourself like me 10 years later drinking fucking 12 tins of beer and 6 fireballs and bouncing about the house like a lunatic, phoning people and slabbering and squealing and like a psycho.
No, that's it. It's if I go on the drink for say if I drink in the week and I wake up knackered the next day and I be knackered for 2 or 3 days after it, and I always rule myself, what the fuck did I drink for? And I never used to feel like that when I was a kid, before I had my own kid, before I had my own responsibilities. See now, I'm like, fuck.
But I never end up with no hangover. I
just up and do it again.
Kept drinking. I don't even know how I done it. Like us going to Dublin last year, I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, getting home at 6 o'clock at night, and the first thing I was doing was straight to off license. You know what I mean? I wasn't even ordering, and then when I was ordering for it, sure, that's another story. I was getting stolen. But we'll say no names. You know who you are. So that's the way it was. I was just getting up and going and drinking, and then see when I went to Dublin, like it took me all these years to come back, and then obviously I come back to my mummy and daddy's. And you know, like I went off a drink because my dad wouldn't let me drink. Obviously he knows the way I am. I was like, right on that drink. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously got that wee bungalow around the corner, and
back to your own ways. Back
as soon as I got that bit of freedom again, then I went back on the drink. So, but I wasn't happy up and then. I was like, seeing I was laughing. Like I went to when I first fell into that and I came out at mental institute and all this. I've seen a number on Facebook and phoned it. It was a fella called Darren from Larne, and he was looking at bricklayer, and I went, right, that's me. I'll hopefully in a week's ways, and I'll be back on my feet and all here. And my head was, I didn't even know what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was so paranoid. I was walking with my hood up, but then man, he's going to talk about me, hanging people on cars and all were watching me. And then when I went to Emmons, then there was an older fella, Davey. He knew you from, you didn't even have your own podcast then, from boxing and stuff. And he asked me, was I related to him brother? And then they'd sort of discovered there's something not right here for him. And then slowly but surely I was telling Emmons, and then they were a big helping hand. They've explained to me about life and what was wrong and how you get yourself back out of it. Obviously they can't fix you, but they were good to me. But I wasn't happy knowing you're laughing, you're just like, and you were just going home. It was like I had offered to go home and take your face off and sat there, and we were just sitting there, and then next minute we were drinking and then going to work and drinking. Then, but when I went to Dublin last year with Smicker and we see me and all, and boys say, I found myself when I was coming home, I was laughing, I was going, I mean that there, like I found my happiness coming slowly but surely back to me. And then when I went down to stay in Dublin, I ended up falling into the addiction of taking coke again. So I did, and I was like, my heart and all was going, and I felt psychosis coming back at me. I was looking at people like they're talking about me and paranoid. So then I just lifted my stuff and went, and I never drinking again. That was me. Just cut that now, or you two young kids are.
I know, it's fucking mad. Like, they think it's so normal, and people just...
There's a lot of people out there
There's
that's
so much fucking help. Like,
people we grew up with. It's madness. It's sitting there. But
when I go on
listen,
the third floor, I go, nah, fuck me.
your pride means nothing till you when you're dead. You know what I mean? Go and seek the help, because if I can go and seek help and get sober, and you know, Sean, I love to drink better than anybody, and listen, it was the best drinker in Turf for years. You know what I mean? But you need... that's an horror story too. So it was. I couldn't go anywhere. I had to go to Alaska for a pint. So I did. See, but there is help there if you ask for it. Like,
I know, sure. I was like, when you first went to AA, I was going. I remember, like, I went in my V. I remember out of the car, and your mom was like, "Fucking," I was like, "Oh, I'm an alcoholic," and I just wrote my name there, and then Liam, that's my brother. But just wanted fucking. I was like, "Right, so I have to talk to him." But I remember going, "Fuck, he's like a wee fucking like a child." Walking in there, like,
so it was so lost.
Like, Sean, make sure you really go up and tell us for me.
Yep.
And they're when I went myself, he's completely out of his comfort zone here. Like, and then myself, like, I was out of my comfort zone too, but I didn't let him know it. I was just like, I'm an alcoholic. I told him, I'm an alcoholic. It's Liam, brother. He just want to get fucking. He's like, oh, no problem. And I just knew completely our enemy. He's completely out of his comfort zone, but he needs us. He needs to do this. He needs to do it. And like I says, you don't need to talk to him. And you were like, oh, but then I was, whenever you were hearing the stories of other people and what they'd been through, you were looking at me and we were going, what the fuck? And then we left after. And I remember you saying, fuck, I thought I was getting a tape. I know. I mean, there's people there who were fucking.
It's even before you brought me over, see, the night before, I knew that I stopped drinking. I knew it. So what I done was I went home and got myself 6 tins of beer and 2 Fireball. That's it I got.
Quite on high.
So that's what I was planning. So I drunk them, and then I went, it's my last night, I might as well. So what I done then was run over back over the off license and got myself an hour, 6 tins of beer and, and 2 Fireball. So I went over and got them. So I come back, I drank 2 Fireball and drank 2 tins of beer and got somebody at my bed. So I knew then the next morning when I woke up, I have to go to these classes, and I was so nervous and what am I going to do with my time? How am I going to... So before you came, I came home from work, so there was 4 tins of beer sitting in the fridge, and I was going, wonder if I should have one of these here. And I was like, no, he'll smell you, gargling me and hit me on a swift one. Here's me. They'll brush my teeth. No making up all these excuses.
Just trying to tell yourself.
So I went, and see, when I was driving over with you in the car, all I could think about was saying 4 tins of beer. See, when you were talking to me, I was oblivious to I was going, I am 4 tins. That's the way they were. I was floating about. I've been floating about for 5 years.
Like Homer Simpson, real tough.
That's the way it was, tough, man. So when I went over and I thought, I get them 4 tins, then after that's me done. But see, when I came out, after hearing what they were talking about in there, I was like, I'm never drinking again. Like, how selfish am I to think? See, in my head, I thought I was the only person this happened to. And that's why I was cursing you and Dean all for, because I was going, why did this not happen to them? Why did this have to happen to me? Why blaming other people again? You know what I mean? But it was my own fault, because I didn't listen.
I know.
Didn't listen to one word.
When you listen to them stories and then you go home, you get your eyes and you go, I says, you leaving the place, you totally think you have a tape and concert.
You do alright.
Minor people are raped by their uncles, and that's why they turn to drink and drugs, and they're 7 years sober now, and I'm going, like, they can do it after what all they've been through, sleeping in the street and jail.
I know, like, that's nothing. Mine is an easy road compared to but that was me thinking that, and then see when you brought me here and I came out of it, I was like, how selfish am I? No, I mean, I felt like slapping myself, going like, you serious or what? Like, you have a good family, you have a job, or you have a roof over your head, and now from I've got sober, like, all the stuff that I've achieved in the last year, it's like, see if you rewind the clock back to me 13, 14 months ago and tell me, see in 13, 14 months time,
it's all heady.
This is all heady. Like, I'd have just laughed and went, you're telling absolute lies here to me, like, and it's just been an amazing journey back, and how happy my kids are, like.
I know, that's it, like, because, like, look at the amount of time he spent together, like, growing up, we shared rooms and all. Me and you, the great old TV, we had a VCR.
8-inch TV, the video with the VCR is bigger than the TV. You only see half of your screen.
The VCR and
hooking out PlayStation up there, beat the Eddie, sir. Well, you could never beat me in FIFA.
I never beat you in FIFA.
Nope,
like,
never ever.
Probably soccer and FIFA, 2 things.
But that's where it was. It was good background growing up in the house. You know what I mean? My dad was strict on us, obviously, but that's the norm back then. You know what I mean? It was like, whatever he said, you had to do it, and that was it. But with a good upbringing.
Stands by you now.
It
Like,
does
it's a big
alright.
part of why
That's
you're
why I
able to
have
get sober,
recovered.
strong enough to get
Discipline.
sober. Discipline, bro.
That's a big part and parcel. Mickey's another part and parcel of going to a boxing club.
We all have it in us that way. Like, and it's mad to think like parenting now is completely different. But
I
like,
tell my two kids, here's me, see, Arma, as me, see, the cheeker reasons, yeah, it would be the Andy, like, you'd be at the top window head first, and I'd be, I'd be the Andy, and slapping the back of the head through out the door.
We used to remember, oh God, remember the time we were, Matt, my hair story, right? We were around his mate's house, around Henny's, we were in our mate's house, and he was smoking a few joints, and fucking we came back and he was stoned and all. I was going to our house, makes a cups of tea and toast and we get a wee Snickers and all, bar chocolate. So we went round, made cups of tea, stuck a toast on, there was no chocolate in the house, and we went, fuck, shake, I don't want a cup of tea no more. He threw the tea there in the sink, and fuck it, I don't want a cup of tea, there was no chocolate, and I grabbed the cornflakes box, and I would make a bowl of cornflakes instead. I lifted it down, it was heavy as fuck. I went like that to pour the cornflakes in, about four boxes of Snickers fell out.
My ma used to hate them
all from us.
I did, holding the back, get out, I love this greedy bastard.
See now, if you still sat there, man,
should be squandered. No, it didn't. Oh, you did.
Yeah, the Snickers, it was more for Snickers. Time mugs.
You're like, that's what there are for. And I used to go, that's what there are for. And she's like, oh, but they're greedy. Fucking five is living in the house. He only wants to do. Get out. Used to laugh like RD was well too. So he was, but and then me and you end up sharing the room. So we did. It was good crack watching. Was growing up, me and you watching the old. Remember, used to get the knockoff DVDs.
DVDs.
I used to get them the old Hannah up in Gortamona, break them down. Me and you used to watch them.
Paul Collins up in Gortamona says to Hannah, that's the MDVDs. Up on there's a cracker here. Paul Collins just snap them right off. They're fucking shit.
They weren't great value for money. Like.
Crap.
So they were back in the day, like kids don't even understand about stuff like that. Like my kids asked me the other day, what did you do for entertainment growing up? I says, you went out to the street and played. You couldn't get you in. And there was no phones to ring you or say, here, where are you, or whatever. You done the old whistle.
I
whistled all over turf, and then you knew where your mates were.
Or something on about, you see bikes or something like that.
That was our entertainment. You know, you went home and you had channel 1 to 5, and then away you go.
You still had channel 1 to 5, you and Bradley Walsh.
I had to buy the brackets for the TV, remember, the big back one was about that size. Get the RD.
It's got a big hole in the wall as it slid it in.
So remember, I put RD's window in one night down, and he lived down in Ross's Mill, me and him were fighting. Right. I had an old Dega window, but I didn't know. And I got into a taxi.
It was snowing.
The snow was that deep. And he got into a taxi. I jumped into a taxi. He was like a body Terminator chasing me up the Springfield Road. And I got into my ma's house. And he must have gone about 10 minutes later. He went no way up.
Because I was out sleeping. You come in, sneaking in, Sean, you were blocking and you jumped in the bed. And then about 10 minutes later, where the fuck's our Liam? And he was in the other room next door, and I'm like, I heard you going in here. He lifted the TV.
Smashed him the head with it.
Fucked the TV at him, but the plug was stuck in the socket. Fuck's the whole wall there.
Yeah, it still worked after that. I was raising, I had no TV. It was only about that size. It was hanged up on him. You had it for years, remember?
The VCR and the...
He was at it for Christmas in about 1982, and I still had it about 2 years ago.
It was an antique, that thing.
Oh, it was good crack in the house. Mad in our house growing up.
I know.
But the vibes were always good.
I
loved it growing up in the house.
Like I said, it's like it's mad. Like I've only got the one now, but I want to have more because you know what I mean? Because it's like I feel guilty on Carver that he's not going to have that experience that we had. But we're siblings, and some people will never know what it's like to live for other siblings because they're always
Heaney,
only been
exactly. He was a single.
Always been like an only son, but we never know what it would be like to live as to be an only son. But you wouldn't want to be because look at the experience.
So Heaney always says that too. Growing up,
I don't want to do that in Carver, so I may get to move on.
You may get to move on. Well, I've Liam and Chloe now, and them two are good.
Oh, they are good.
Liam's more mellow. Chloe's more like me. You know what I mean? Chloe doesn't care. Like she's straight in for a kill. Like she'd attack you in 2 minutes. So she wouldn't care. Where Liam's a wee bit more laid back and more content.
More icing.
She's more icing in him, but
more
where Chloe. See if you had to call Chloe Margaret on, you wouldn't have questioned it. No people go, You call her Morgan on for it. But see, if you called her Morgan on, you'd have went, aye, it's just like her granny. So she has just got up and slap a heady.
Slap a heady.
So Carver's the same.
Carver's the fucking dynamite. He's put my head a bit.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he needs it. It needs a wee brother or sister.
I know.
But you two are busy in their schedule too.
I know, it's
that's
just
what it is. It's a time.
Ships.
So it is, but you better go and win here. I'll do you.
I know, I may
get the early retirement.
I may get the win, alright.
No, you will get it. No, I mean,
well, I will get it.
I'm confident. You will go out and get it done and then get an early retirement.
That's
you know what I mean? I'll be still on them outsides in a wheelchair,
Oh,
flying up down to Edwards, me and Swicker.
Up and down the scaffold, the wee Arsenal.
Up and down, building bricks, yeah, let the aboard. Well, me and Smicker did make a thing there, and says if we got the 70, because he's 40 coming in January, and I'm 40 next January, but he says he'll be 70 first. Well, go on the drink over in Spain. It's 70. So
just go on. Just build a wee house. Just build a wee house.
Well, he says that we'll buy an apartment out in
Spain
somewhere, and we'll just do a runner. Never come back again. But I don't think me and Smicker will say he's 70. Like.
What about life now? As a sober, like obviously sober. I know you touched on saying like it's life, but like just what you can achieve in such a short period of time, in just a year. Because anyone I speak to who's went sober can't believe it. Like Orange Smith, as I said before, you keep using Orange example because he's burnt these flannels.
He was, that's why I get sober.
And he's 2 years clean yesterday. Two years sober today, clean and sober. So like, it's unbelievable to see him doing it because Arm was another one who was just, and people wouldn't have thought Arm. See, people have this thing, a stigma around like addiction and thing that you near enough have to be down out, but you don't.
No.
People have this thing, you need to be down out to have an addiction.
No.
People wouldn't look at Orange Smith and go, he's a fucking alcoholic or a drug abuser.
There's athletes and all that.
But that's what I'm saying. So, because he worked and he dressed well and he didn't look like it, maybe from the outside, inside he's deteriorating.
People don't know what goes on.
So
it's like me.
You wouldn't put him in that bracket of being like
definitely not.
You know what I mean? An addict, but.
Because some people looked up to him. Do you know what I mean? He's a football player and who he was as a person. People looked up to it and what goes on in the background. Like yourself, people don't see what goes on in the background. People just go, look at him, he's money or whatever, but that doesn't mean anything if you're not happy. But people look like that.
Look at Ricky Hatton.
He's a prime example because when I seen like the videos of him of relapsing and I know if I ever relapse, that'd be the end of me. There's no going back.
That's just down to shame. I told you, it's a shame.
So
like
it is.
I was actually talking about the last night about Michael Hutton saying so much people have helped Ricky Hatton for so long and he's relapsed.
Yep.
Probably through no fault of his own. He's struggling, he's fighting against something and he's broke. No one would ever fell out with him if he had came to him and says, look, I've fucking relapsed. No one will ever fall out with you ever if you relapse. But that guilt and shame of letting people down is like, I'm fucking ashamed of myself. I can't live like this, and it must just take over you completely. It's like shame because you can't go to someone.
That's what I felt.
I mean, sometimes you be like, I'd be ashamed of myself for some things I do on the gargle, no, like, and you go and say, I'm sorry, they're like fucking, or I'm sorry, no, like the people, you're slaughtering the people, you fucking.
That was me every weekend.
You just say sorry to people, like, when you sober up and like. But you never got the chance to sober up. So you just kept slobbering.
I just kept going.
You just kept it lit.
Slobbering and slobbering and slobbering. Folks, like, every one of us had to block my number. And like now, when I look back, I used to be like, see, I'm constant all fucking turning their back and all this. But now that I'm sober and I look back, I'm going, they had to do it. See if they give in, I'm just going to be found dead. Because I'll just keep repeating. But then I called it all a concept. Like I was like,
I'm not bad.
I'm going to go up and kill and do this and do that because I was in psychosis and didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what I was thinking, didn't know what I was talking about. Just felt like everything that I'd worked and done just turn the light switch on, turn it back on. I was like, how'd I end up here? But now that I'm sober and I look back now, I go, I should have just done him. But no, I'm grateful now looking back and see when I got a year sober, my ma called up and Dee called up with a cake and Arsene took a photo and see the teaser on her face. I haven't seen that in her in years. And now that it says this, I spoke about this coming in, that you don't know how much you're affecting your mummy. Your mummy's your mummy.
100%.
It's good to see that smile back on her face again. It's
happy. It's a long road. As I say,
5 years.
If you look back at our life growing up, you never really know the direction it's going on. But see now, when you're able to look back, even like us going to golf every day.
My dad going to work.
My dad going to work, me going to golf. Every single morning we feel going to golf. First pop 7 in the morning, straight on the golf course, not even paying on.
Didn't pay on once.
Didn't pay on once for about 2 years straight.
That was Marty got us caught.
And then going out the weekend, and then even your time in Delta Print as you're on the weekend on the Ripper, and then it's just slowly but surely all these things just start to happen. You know what I mean? You don't really see until you like it's see us, we're our own worst enemy. Because we have an attitude, we go, no, like,
that's the way we're
just like, fucking, we'll do what we want.
Yep.
And we don't care about it. Even Derville, me usually, we just don't care. And our car, starting to say a lot now, and I'm starting to understand what Derville means when she says it to me, like, I don't care. And I have a bad habit of constantly saying I don't care. I genuinely, a lot of times, don't.
Yep.
Like, what do you want me to do? I don't care.
Yeah.
Now our car says it constantly. Like,
so
to
it's
me,
making you think twice.
I'm like, you can't fucking do that. I don't care.
I know.
And I'm going, so now I'm going, that's what she means by me saying that. But we genuinely don't care.
No.
So there's nothing I can do about that. But
I got one drink into me. I just didn't care about anything in the whole world. I just done whatever I wanted.
And then you do what you want anyway. So it's like when we done that, it was like it just snowballs into becoming like. But what I was going to say is, you near enough need a bird or something, someone to keep you accountable. We had them, we all had them.
Yep.
But we still done it because we just do what we want.
Yep, that's the way
and
we
it's
were
a bad
brought
way
up.
to be.
It is.
It's a very bad trait to have, and we have it, and it's my dad that still does it. Dad does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and even though my dad's a digger machine, my dad punches his head in, but he just goes out and crying on the anyway. And I was saying, fucking.
I know, but that's the way my dad was. Obviously, maybe his dad was like that, or granddad, whatever. It's just come down generations, and that's the way we were. But like me and RD, was 10 months between us. We done a ring together, but D was smart enough to know when to stop. I wasn't. I just took everything a wee bit further, everything all the time. I just went that bit further, and then D warned me. He knows me better than anybody. We were so close, and he kept warning me, and I was like, "Fuck you! Who do you think you're talking to? So what do you know? Sure, I know as much as you and all this." But he was looking on the outside, looking in at me, going, "He's gonna fuck up here."
I know.
And then when eventually it all blew up my face.
Yeah.
It was like, me and D didn't speak to each other for 5 years.
It's mad, isn't it?
And now we're sitting now, looking back on, now he's walking into my house for a 1 year sober cake. And then the contacts he had, he took it and had it all. I
walked up the other day, I was away, obviously, and I was down to eat for me. He's like, "Yeah, we're all going to go to the house, we'll cut him a cake." He says, "Hey, look, I'll buy him the cake, I don't mind, but I'll not be around." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, that's right, you're away. So we'll go up anyway, he love that." Me, I go up, get him a cake, get photos, and I'll be all busy, he's proud and all this carry on. Then I went in the other day, I got back from it, and I seen a big whack cake with my ass. I said, "Who's the cake?" She's like, "Liam's." And me, fuck, I forgot about that there. I mean, I didn't keep me a slice. She was like, "I don't know where it is."
They took a whole lot, because Aisling bought me one, you see, the exact same cake. So Aisling says was down the cake shop and seen, obviously the other one didn't say my name on it. She was like, "Fuck, someone else must be here sober." But it wasn't. They had bought the same cake.
One,
so when he came up to
mine,
mine,
because he says that he knew you love them cakes.
So they
don't
down.
like cake, I like birthday cake.
Oh, so was eating them cakes like mad. I had to stop. So he was putting on all sorts of weight. I went to Danny Galway Kids and I looked at a photo of myself. Here's me. I'd never had a belly in my life. And coffees and cakes, and I think I had steak and potatoes for about 6 months. I put the weight back on, and see, when I look back at photos from a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I'd be like, "It's scary."
It's mad,
you look like a skeleton,
helpless.
But you don't look at yourself like that. Then you just think you're all right. You're going, "There's nothing wrong with me."
No one would have recognised it, only you.
No.
But I wouldn't even recognise it because they'd have seen you all the time. Anyway, it's like for people who haven't seen you, go, "Fuck."
But when you look at photos now, and I look at myself now and look back and go, "Jesus, how did I let myself fall so far down like that there?" But it's even as you said, like, you grow up in Turf Lodge. It's Turf Lodge is not the place.
Nah, not the same.
And it's
great
people, like, it's fell into it.
It's look, we've lost a whole lot. There's a whole lot of, like, it's still a great community, as I say. There's loads of, like, still loads of good people in it, and loads of
course,
loads of help if you ever need it. Like, at time, like, I know it's sad to say, but like when Marty lost we own, the whole community rallied together, help with funeral costs, and like I put shorts and stuff and all of it for my feet, and I was only looking like a score number. It was 59 numbers. Would have got him £1,000 towards it. We end up with people going, just take a score anyway. End up raising about £3,000. You know what I mean? just from people in the
sometimes
community.
it probably
going,
is like
so
you're like.
that we
It'd be good to see
element,
people rally about like that there constantly. Have you had
just
that
sort of
there?
just for the help of people. Like, just it doesn't have to be like, it shouldn't have to be like a death that rallies people like that. Like,
that's
it
what I
should
mean.
be
But
like,
if
when
you need
people
help,
needs
help you. But
help 'em.
see now, like where drugs and all, see when you're in them zones, it's not like you'll do anything for money. So if
Yeah.
you go and help someone, I wasn't like this because obviously I worked on whatever I done, I got my own money. But when people don't work, they fall into then when you give them that wee bit of trust, they'll take your eye for it,
100%,
and
'cause
that's
they
the way
need
it
to hit-
goes.
they need to get
They
the
need
next
to
hit.
get the money for that hit, so they'll be worm their way in, tell you and say, right, I'll go to a shop or do this for you, or I blah blah blah. Next minute, your purse or wallet or whatever thing, and that's what like crack cocaine's riddled right through communities like a wildfire now.
I know,
That's
it's
the new
fucking
norm now. It's crazy.
crazy,
It's
like,
mad
I
the
know,
many
it's
good
crazy.
people you're seeing falling down like that.
It's
there.
mad as
And
we watched films years ago, like in America.
That's all you
and
seen
we're
of
like,
it.
fuck me, imagine it like that.
I know.
And that's happening.
That's
You're
all you
like,
seen,
whoa.
and it's everywhere.
Before it's right on your doorstep.
I've been
And
in
you're
that
like,
town. I've been in that town a couple of weeks ago, and I walked through it, and it's absolutely. You're like, what happened?
it's like
Like,
Walking
remember when you've
Dead,
been in the
it's
town, you kid, you just seen the odd alcohol, probably
aye,
gets an old
alcohol,
fag.
aye.
In that town,
Hey,
that's
Monkus or something, Monkus.
Aye,
Gets a
Monkus.
couple of quid,
I
actually.
was
You want to give him a
you
couple of
would've,
quid?
because he was
you
just
only
an
buy
old
a
bowl
beer.
bottle. He just
You
like
only
an
buy
old
an
swally.
bottle of beer and a bottle of old ale or
People in
something.
that town there, it's scurry. You wouldn't even, like, I remember, like, us growing up, and it got the Boxing Day. No, I mean, you probably got an old back in, say, 96 or whatever, an old smell dog, an old fiver, you know what I mean? And then you would have went, Mum, we all go into a town here, and back in a fiver was probably like about 50 quid now. You would, your man and dad would let you go in there. I never let my kids go near that town.
Chance, not now, like, no
It's
way.
scurry in there,
Fuck,
so it
that's
is. The
mad,
amount of needles and everything laying about,
it's
and
crazy.
it's there, it's on your doorstep. And we have kids that grow up, so that's why, like, I wouldn't judge a drug addict,
I know.
because you never know what can land at your own
And you
doorstep.
don't know why they're in that position.
You don't know what happened
Obviously,
to
a
them.
lot of trauma or whatever else. You can't really
But I
say,
learned that
"Aye."
through addiction myself, going, don't look down people, because you don't know what their background is. And I learned that by going into St. Paul's and see some of the stories you heard in there, Sean. You were like, holy good God, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like hard, and there's people in there that smoke crack, took heroin, done all this stuff, and they're 5 years clean and sober.
Yeah.
And you're going like,
It's
that's
class to see, like.
that's unheard
unbelievable.
of, really. Like
It's
it's
amazing
like
to
there's
see, like.
Maxie box alongside us too. Look where he's came from.
I know.
I remember when I moved and seen him. He was proper
I know.
gone.
That's what I'm saying.
And
It's
look
so,
where he
like,
is now.
common,
Now
like.
he's giving back.
I know,
Maxie's
that's the way
giving
to
back
do
to the
it.
community and helping, because he knows what it feels like. But to the ordinary person, you're looking at that guy like, look at the state of him. And prime example, I was at the garage the other day, and there was a wee lad no older than 25 with a bottle of cider, and he knew he was down and out, and he was picking fag butts up off the ground and smoking them. But a girl
Crazy,
bus walked past
that
him
is.
and looked him up and down like he was a bit of dirt in the street. So I got out of the car and I gave him 4 fags, and see the appreciation
Yeah,
in that
just-
wee lad's face, and how thankful and grateful he was for it.
Yeah.
And the person before him just looked at him like he was dirt. And I was
know,
like,
that's it. It's
that's
not
what's
his
wrong
fault.
with society. It's not
It's
it.
not
You
his
don't know.
fault.
Go and ask him what happened to him.
I know it's not his fault he's in that position. You don't intentionally go in that
Nah,
position.
something
You know what I mean?
happens.
He would give anything to be out of that position.
Oh, look at me. I
That's
never
what it
thought
is.
you never thought I would have went like that. I was always mad, but I never thought that I went like that. Oh, I love my kids. I loved Iceland. I loved you. I loved Dee. I loved you all. And all of a sudden, next minute, you're fighting a losing battle every day, going, doing one thing good, 10 things happening, and karma's real.
Yep,
It did. Karma come back and got me and bit me right in the
very good.
side of the head.
Right in the
Me-
guinea pig.
and look at that. Passed my theory test now after
know.
200 years.
I know, theory test.
Loving life, reversing around corners and all, shouting out the window with RD.
Arm out the window.
Aye, there's fake, no. That's what I could do.
It's just,
And I was taking things as well, like antidepressants as well, like, and sleeping tablets and smoking dope and taking coke, drinking. There's 5 bad addictions. See, I was up, down, round, back to front, over there, around the corner. Here, who are you? Aye, over there. Bradley Wells was getting knocked out and everything. I was lit. I grew a beard down to here and phoned RD, slabbering, saying, I'll do this, I'll do that, and that house and turf. And then fucking, I was at wasted and drunk.
Getting ordered up the
I
street.
had door wrapped up the door. It was RD. He just went, like a Hoover, his neck broke. And I mean, all that fucking. Me and RD, like, me and RD fought each other more times than we actually fought in the boxing ring.
I know, you'd have had some at the scraps.
We
like,
have.
over the
It was
years,
just
like,
constant.
constant.
But I think it was ego thing with us too. Like, I'm better than you,
Probably
he's
like
better than you.
it's mad to say that, like, because You'll probably never have another fight ever again.
Nah.
I'd say out there say you won't. You'll never
No,
fight ever again.
it's because it's drinking. It's see when me drunk, like that time in Birmingham, I went away. Every time I went away, I come back with a broken nose, black eyes, charred seats, clothes ripped right off. Now a pair of mutton dummies on you, head racked, had a bad full balaclava every time, and it was always drink inflicted. See now the way me and him are getting on, and
I know, it's
no, I mean you never really like that with me. No, you knew
I
that
know.
like listen, our Liam's fucking name. No, I mean I'm not gonna judge him or not, but Dave, like you said, he was so worried and so like our Liam and all that there. But
He's
when
only
me
trying to tell you what's best, and
Yep.
you're telling the fuck
off,
because you don't need
yes,
this.
yes, don't need it. But me drank, then McClyst,
Clyst,
because the
aye.
same personalities. So me Clyst, if he said something I didn't like, or vice versa, it was
gonna
always
find
going
a
to cause a
fight.
fight straight away. It was just, and now it's just like, I'll never be in that position. And if he's drinking, like I went to my mate's 60th, and he was drinking, and he says one thing, and then I just went, you weren't there, you were away. And I just
come
went,
up after.
I just went, I have to go here.
Drop the
And I was so like uncomfortable. And then see when I was watching what everybody else was doing, because that's the first time I've actually been on a party sober my whole life. See, watching.
Never did it again.
And I was going, there's me sitting hanging the whole time. I was in there damn bogs like fuck, sniffing and sniffing and sniffing the eyes like that there, and thinking my man all never knew. And seeing that, and you were sitting watching it, you were going, that's crazy. Obviously they knew, do you know what I mean? But you're just oblivion to it all, because that's just the way it gets you. So it is, but it's good to feel. And like now, who ever thought I'd been sitting here talking to you? You know what I mean? Where is he? Like I told you before, I remember walking past you a couple of times from my hood up, and you didn't even know it was me, because I was so paranoid and like schizophrenic and walking straight by with my hood up. That big red curly coat I had, it's going, I burnt that there neck. So, you can see your 2 eyes. I just burnt it there neck. You get that petrol on and smoke. I think thought that was talking about me too. Have someone for it too.
They can't eat a fucking
that's what it was like, running about,
right
head
up,
lit
right,
the
right.
board. That was in the middle of summer and everything.
Yeah.
And when I got back round, it's like, I seen an bike hop. When I got sober, she believed me. She just went, I believe you this time. Because many times I'd have said it.
That's because she knows you so well. And she knows.
She believed me. She's a big helping hand where I am now. She has supported me from the very start, because I was lonely, living on my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sitting on your own and being lonely is
what else
you going to do? So she has supported me by, easing the kids back in. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I did lose my kids. Yeah. I'm not ashamed to say it whatsoever, because it was the right thing to do.
100%.
It was the right thing to do in them moments. Because if she shows my kids the way I am, they're going to think, that's all right to do that. Sure, my dad done that. So she eased the kids back in, and now she's telling me how much more confident the kids are coming on at their footballs, how much they're excelling in school from me being back in their lives. So if you have kids and you're in addiction, your kids are missing out on you.
We're very lucky we never experienced any of that growing up with our parents. But I think one of the biggest things and with trauma and like kids falling into addiction is like separation, parent separation, or else like not being one of the parents not being in their lives and they can act out on the other parent.
Yep.
And it's like fuck. But
it's a big effect on
probably had that. I think probably had that at one. Some stage the kids probably were playing up in school, probably weren't themselves, and then they've got the guard, then you can start to see like, whoa, like every parent's a big part in their kids' lives.
I know, but when I was in addiction,
you shouldn't be making decisions for yourself, and no one should be making decisions for yourself. You start making decisions for your kids that's going to benefit your kids.
That's it. See how happy they are, and see like all the stuff that I have done in the past, not showing off for them, not going to their footballs, promising to bring them till Andytown Leisure Centre. And when I was going, I was still intoxicated on drink and drugs and hiding it. Do you know what I mean? And I only came clean about this till licensing and stuff whenever, and that's how good someone addicted to drugs can hide stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
You can be so shrewd and sleek about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what I was doing. And I obviously got sober because she was like, I didn't even know. I was like, that's how good of a liar I became.
Yeah.
Because that's what you are, a compulsive liar. Everything you're saying is not true.
Yeah.
And the bubble you're living in, that's what you're living in. I was making all that stuff up in my head. I'm going to do this, going to do that. Never done one thing about it. Sat in the house and get snattered.
Floating tins
that's the way it was.
Hard.
Bouncing the walls and all. I was waking up on the floor and everything going, how did I even get here?
Yeah.
What am I doing here? And I said, isn't right. And as I say, when Liam walked in that room, that was it. When I seen phoned me and told me, listen, he's like, this isn't right, but you're doing. And I think it's time to stop, and that's when I phoned you, and then here we are today. Got everything I've done. I've Went to Donegal. I've been more interactive and showing up every single week till their footballs.
Yeah.
Bring them to school, collecting them from school, doing everything that I can.
And if your
And everything's forgiven.
holiday and all your holidays booked.
I never thought they'd forgive me. I was thinking, they'll never forgive me, they'll never forgive me. But anybody that isn't in addiction and
I used to tell you that. I was like, all you need to be like you know, Liam's a wee cunt. I don't know. He's slapping me on the phone. He keeps hanging up the phone. Me, I hang up the phone to Liam. Because you're full of shit.
I know.
But you couldn't hear it. You're like, no, he doesn't want to be part of my life because he just
blaming all people again.
You know what I mean? And I was like, Liam, you just need to be here for him in terms of like physically
Show
and
up.
mentally be here.
Didn't care. I just thought for money, I'll buy him this and that's it. But that wasn't what they wanted.
It was
time. And see now, like I showed up till his match. I'm showing the matches for last year. I went till a match today. They went on. They won 3-2. Just stamping back, watching the buzz on his face.
One of them dads aren't they slapping
I actually says that the fella there. It says the referee was they were slabbering Nick, but I wasn't. And then I says, today is me, see if I'd had a few cans of beer on me or I'd had well run on the other egg. So what a couple of things to say to your head. Well, we got a handcuff, run away, straight back up the tail with a monk.
Oh,
so monk.
What's so like? Listen, obviously it's where, as I said before, every we're all fucking pretty, but. What's a now that you're a year sober? What's in the future? What do you have planned? Would you like to go? Obviously, you're doing driving tests now, so
I want to set up my own business.
And just ambitions. If
ambitions.
Any goal setting or anything?
I do. Like as I said, see, like a fella texted me, Tony Crow texted me last week when I got a year sober, and he was just like, for you to do this on your own, basically.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I
came from nothing and just worked my way back up without saying anything, and people make stories and shit up about you. It was doing crack and heroin. That was all lies. You know what I mean? Just people throwing their spanner in the works there. You know what I mean? Because no one knew what I was doing because I went to the north and I was rebuilding every day and rebuilding. And Tony says, for you to do this, because he seen me at the start in the hospital. When I went into the hospital, he was like, I can't believe this here. It's like hard this happened to you. You know what I mean? And he understood me, and then he knows what I was like from till now. Yeah. So, and now in the future, he told me the moral of the story is, you're capable of doing anything if you can do that, but you've done on your own.
Yeah,
the world's your oyster now. Away you go. So the next step is, I would love to do with you and D and use your prime examples of go and set up your own business and give the kids a good life.
I know that's it. It's just you as I say, I've told you this a million times.
I know, but I never listened.
Like, it's just you're well capable.
I know. And that's the plan.
Like Bobby would always say, you're never smashing bricklayer, and like they would always say, like he's fucking smashing bricklayer, like, and so like it's the world. Obviously, it's something you want to do. You just have to educate yourself on how to do it.
I know all that.
He was always the same. I say to he, when you start your own business, he's like nah, he never done it because like obviously a few of his mates done it, PJ on it, and I was like, you're working for Franks, you could just be working for yourself. He's like, nah, he just never done it. And I said, you need to go and just kept saying him, and he ended up doing it. Nah, he can't even imagine himself. Like, he almost feels like he done it too late. He's like, he should have listened to it at the start. Where I had the attitude where I was never going to work for anyone. Like,
I know, so you were like, I'm a kid.
I just had it in my head, man, never working for no contact.
That was probably looking at me and him too growing up.
I just went, I didn't need I always had it in my head. I was always giving money. I was going to.
You were always a shrewd operator, so you were. You still
are.
are. You're a shrewd operator. I know you like a back of my hand, so I do.
I just had it in my head. No chance. My dad was like, you want to go to university? And I was like, I wasn't going to university.
You weren't.
I just had it in my head, man. Fucking my dad was slapping me. I was on more money than him.
Sure, I can remember even back, I think you were only about 14. You were trying to set up a car wash at the side of Trinity, and also you were anything for a few quid. And that's the way you were. And listen, that's where you are now. And listen, when are you fighting the 6th of December?
Oh, 6th of December, that's it.
And then go out there and win that, then the opportunities are sitting in front of you, so you just makes you don't forget about me now. So
who is it?
That's what I used to slag too, sure, about when I used to trolley up a street that my ma got shutters installed in the house, and they used to look out and say, "There's Arlene coming over the drop bars and all."
Put the drop bar up.
It was laughing. That was like Ned Smicker actually said, "What would you do if you won the prize guide?" And he says, "I'd have to give it to my ma or something." Fucking, I couldn't take that and all that. And then I was going to Smicker, and then if I give it to my ma, I'd probably call up to get a couple of quid off her. About 2 days later, it'd be a new family lived there. They've all fucked off in Mexico. Say nam. Don't tell them. They opened the door, new family. family. Okay, they moved to Mexico, so they said, "Don't we get them a number? Tell them."
I say nothing.
So I'm telling you now, it's good life now. It's
good.
really
And
good to be back.
It's good that like you've told our story, and it's good for our people.
I hope it does help more people.
It'll help loads of our people. Just because we Aaron Smith come on, and the amount of people stop me and says, "Fucking see what I could relate to so much." And people's going to relate to what you feel. It is
because it's real.
As I say, you're such a well-known person around West Belfast, and it's like, as I say, it's not. Don't be ashamed of what way you've been. You know what I mean?
No,
it's just
I'm not. I used to be
out of your own. Like, listen, you don't do it on purpose. You don't deliberately fall into addiction. You fall into an accident. But there's so much help out there, and it's. And listen, I'm always open to helping anybody, no matter what.
Paul's good, like.
It makes me fucking proud to see, even if I've just directed someone in the right direction, they've helped themselves, and you see them later on down the line, and you go, you know what? That was good. I'm glad. You'd be happy for people.
Yeah.
And it's like, near enough, see, being sober now, it's like the new fucking cool, you know, like.
So that's why they brought them 0-0s and all that now. That's what they're for.
They're
like, it's me. Like, see, now I trust myself to do it.
Society.
See, I'll have a 0-0 because I trust myself. But see, with alcohol, I know that, like, RD says to me, but they not put you back. And I was like, no, I don't want to drink. See, the drink done on me, the way it makes me feel, I don't want to feel like that ever again.
A 0-0 makes you feel like a part of
society.
It does. See, when we went to the communion party,
yeah,
Chloe's, we all just had a 0-0, but like, you can still, you don't feel like, like, there's no awkwardness. You feel like you're just sitting there and people all drinking, are we drinking on? No, it's alright, no, and you're just sitting there and you're looking at your phone, you don't know what to do with your hands, no. We're out there, you can just sit and have
you feel like you're mingling.
Part of this. You're still part of the.
Well, that's what I got, but it took me like 9 months to do that. That's the first I done that. Whenever I was in when we went to Chloe's communion, I felt that there. Like, I was like, after it, I was like, I actually enjoyed that.
I know.
I went home, didn't spend no money, no anxiety.
Wake up the next day, brand new.
Happy, looking at the kids, making them breakfast, going, this is what.
This
is
real life.
This is real life. I thought my life that I had to do all these other things and impress people and all that runs out in the end, so it does. You end up with nothing, and then when you have nothing, no one wants to know you. And see, now that I've got sober,
everyone wants to
know you, but I'm ready for it.
I'm
not D, I'm away, so that, but no, that's it. It's good to be back, and it'll stay this way forever.
I appreciate you coming. I know I always say I would love to have you on after a year, and you've done it, so I'm proud to say it, and I'm glad you come on and told your story. So we'll wrap it up here, and we'll
do you want these bank details now? No, but I appreciate you bringing me on. So thank you very much, brother. I love you to death. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. It's a wrap. So I was happy there.